Hello friends, welcome to episode number 12 of the Christmas special. This is the final episode, and we're finishing off with Koledna Pitka. It's a Bulgarian Christmas bread. It is a sweet and rich dough, layered with butter, and it would look great with your Christmas meal this year. So keep watching if you want to learn how to make it. As always, you'll find a full recipe with all the details down in the description box. So first things first, let's see what equipment we need. We'll need a tray with some non-stick paper. It doesn't have to be a round tray, I just used it because I had it. Then you'll need a bowl, scales, dough scraper, temperature probe, and a brush and a rolling pin. That's it. Now onto the ingredients. You'll need some flour, milk, a whole egg, some soft butter, sugar, yeast, salt, some melted butter, and an egg yolk mixed with a teaspoon of milk for glazing. Now I know my kitchen is around 22 degrees Celsius, so I want my milk to be around 13 degrees. Now let's begin. Get your bowl, add the milk, yeast, salt, sugar, the whole egg, and the soft butter. This is quite simple though. We'll add most of the ingredients now, give them all a good mix. You want to dissolve the sugar and hydrate the yeast. And once it's all mixed up, then add the flour. Simple as that. So in goes the flour. Now grab your dough scraper and continue mixing. And this is the last ingredient for the dough. Mix it until you don't see more dry flour. And if the scraper's not doing the job, continue on by hand. And once the dough is a nice cohesive piece, tip it out on the table and start kneading. This is not a very wet and sticky dough, so we'll use a regular kneading method. What I like to do is press down and forwards with the heel of my right hand, then using the fingers of my left hand, I fold the piece of dough under the heel of my right hand. And I turn and repeat. Once you've done this a few times, the motion will become fluent. You'll get quicker at it, and of course the quicker you get, the less kneading time will be required. This takes around 5 to 7 minutes in total. If the dough sticks to the table a little bit, just grab your scraper and scrape it together, and then continue kneading. So it's been around 5 to 7 minutes, the dough feels nice and smooth, it's a little bit stretchy, it's exactly what we want. Now we can start fermenting, get it in a bowl and take the temperature. 26 to 27 degrees Celsius is just what we're looking for. Now we'll cover it up and leave it for 1 hour. If your dough is cooler, it will take longer. If it's warmer, it will take less time. It's up for you to judge. But regardless, after the first proof, we need to give it a fold. Folding benefits the dough in a number of ways. We'll degas it, we'll create extra layers in gluten structure, and we'll equalize the temperature. And performing fold is super simple. Just tip your dough out on the table, smooth side pointing down, flatten it out, then fold the edge over the middle, going around in a circle until you reach the point where you started. Then flip it smooth side up again, tighten it against the table. You can pinch the seam together at the bottom, back in the bowl it goes, smooth side pointing up this time. Now cover it up and leave it to ferment for 1 more hour. Now you might think 2 hours, that's quite a long time. We added sugar to the mix, right? So it should be quick. Well, that is true if you're using just a little bit of sugar. If you're using a lot of sugar in the dough, it will actually slow down fermentation. That's why sweetbreads normally take quite a long time to rise. Right, so divide your dough in 6 equal pieces and pre-shape them into rounds. Pre-shaping is the same method as folding earlier. Flatten your dough out, fold the edge over the middle, going around in a circle until you reach the point where you started. Pinch the seam together, place it smooth side up again. Now we need to cover them up and let them rest. During the resting period, the gluten will relax and make it easier for us to shape. Also during this time, the dough gets another chance to ferment even further. Right, so now it's shaping time. So take one dough ball, make sure you have a little bit of flour to hand, grab your rolling pin, and start flattening it out. Dust it well with flour, you don't want it to stick. Always like to start off by hand, just to press it out into a general shape, and then continue on with the rolling pin. You want to roll it quite flat, it should be around 2 mm thick, no thicker. And once you've rolled it out, grab your melted butter, we can start brushing. Right, while we're brushing, a quick note on the butter. I would actually suggest using soft butter, not melted. Because I found that, even though it worked, when I was rolling up the dough, some of the butter was coming out the ends. And that would not happen with just soft butter. And you know, I make the mistakes, so you don't have to. But it wasn't the end of the world. Now, once you brushed your dough, grab your scraper and cut it down in half. Each of these halves will be an individual bun. So now what you need to do is roll it up from end to end, and the butter will heap the layers separate. And you want to do this process for 5 of the buns. You want to keep the 6th one whole. So you want to end up with 10 of these roll-ups and 1 round centerpiece. So, last but not least, let's grab the one last bun, flatten it out, and just as before, fold the edge over the middle, going around in a circle until you reach point where you started, and flip it smooth side up again, tighten it against the table, pinch the seam together, and that's the bun. Now grab a non-stick paper lined tray, pop the round bun in the middle, and arrange the 10 roll-ups around it. Or maybe change your mind, take the middle bun out, arrange the other ones, and then pop the middle one back in. And I place these with the loose ends pointing to the middle. I think that'll just make it look a little bit better. Now take the round bun, just press it right into the center. Now at this point we can preheat our oven, 160 degrees Celsius with a fan on. Cover up your Koledna Pitka and we'll leave it to ferment for an hour to an hour and a half. If your dough or your kitchen's cooler, it will take longer. If it's warmer, it will take less time. Make sure it's nicely puffed up before you want to bake it. And this looks just about right. When I poke it with my finger, it leaves an indentation, feels nice and light. Now grab the egg and milk glaze, brush them all over, and for an extra nice crust, let them dry for 5 minutes after the first coat and brush them once more. Now the next step is optional, because these look good already, but you can grab scissors and score them all over. Make it look like a bread flour. And you can use scissors to score many different breads. Gives it a nice effect. Now let's pop it in the oven. It should not take more than 30 minutes. And once it's puffed up and golden brown all over, it's ready. And doesn't that look great? It'll fill your house with an amazing buttery sweet smell. And if you're tired of seeing dried fruit in every single food during the Christmas period, this will give you a nice break. Now I had fun filming this series, but it was definitely a lot of work, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Leave a comment down below. But if you haven't seen my Christmas videos, check them out. Now brush this baby with some melted butter and enjoy. And as always, if you have any questions or suggestions, write them down in the comments. Subscribe for more videos. Merry Christmas, thank you for watching, I hope to see you in the next one.